What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Tuesday. Yesterday, I went 1-2 officially on the premium side. The one I did cash was my NBA play of the day. I had the Chicago Bulls plus the points. I told you, I really love the way Chicago's playing right now. Their competitiveness, their grittiness, their scrappiness, the way they play all the way through the final whistle. They went to Denver and beat Denver outright. Shout out to the Bulls, man. They're really playing their best basketball of the season. I took a shot with Sacramento outright money line. I don't know. Honestly. That team's a weird team. We've seen them beat Cleveland, Memphis recently. I thought this might have been a spot where they were going to catch Boston. Boston was in an ugly spot, so thought maybe it was a good spot to do it. Boston now has pretty much returned back to the best team in the NBA. And then my other loss last night was the Los Angeles Lakers. They just didn't have it last night. Orlando actually starting to finally play some decent basketball. We'll see if Orlando can keep that stretch of good basketball rolling. We'll see them in action again tonight. Man, so that's what it was last night for me, man. 1-2 officially, but really solid play for myself on the Chicago Bulls. Saved the night. Let's go back to back on the NBA play of the night. Let's go back to back. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money making Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. Let's do the damn thing. First game on the board. Speaking of those Magic, we got the Magic out on the road facing the Charlotte Hornets. 5.5 point home dogs. Total 212 in this one. I like the way Orlando's playing. Here's their chance to come off the DNB. They played well last night. They dominated Charlotte pretty much every game this season. 114-89, 95-84, 102-86. Granted, the first two were back in November. The last one was in February. Magic have dominated them all season. I expect that to hold true here. Finally starting to play some decent basketball. Beat the Lakers, beat Cleveland recently. Let's come out here. Let's dominate Charlotte, a team you're head and shoulders better than. I'll trust Orlando in this spot. Hopefully, we can take them off the do not bet list after tonight. Lay the points with Orlando. We keep it rolling, man. We head over to Detroit, where the Pistons are 9.5 point home favorites over the San Antonio Spurs. Total 233.5. Detroit has not been great from an ATS perspective of recent. Let's just call a spade a spade. They've won games. They've won 3 of their last 4. But they have not really done it from that dominant perspective that they were doing it beforehand, is all I'm saying. In a spot like this tonight, on the other side, the San Antonio Spurs are balling. Out of nowhere. Wemby went down. Fox went down. Greg Pop still out. These boys have won 4 of their last 5. Beat New Orleans, New York, Philadelphia, Toronto. Yes, we do have to call into question the level of competition. In a game like this tonight, I just don't want to overcomplicate it. I know Detroit has been disappointing from an ATS perspective of recent, but this is a game they are head and shoulders better than what the current roster of San Antonio is. We've already seen Detroit dominate San Antonio once this season, 125-110. I think Detroit dominates them at home in this spot tonight. So, big number to lay with Detroit. It's a big number to lay with Detroit, man. I get it. I understand. I've been saying that all season long. But there's a reason they're a profitable ATS team. I know they've been in a little funk from an ATS perspective. I think they returned back to what many people have come to know and love them to be this season. An ATS giant. I'm going to lay it here with Detroit. We keep it rolling, man. We got the Miami Heat. 5.5 point home dogs with the Golden State Warriors rolling in. Total 216.5. Look, the Heat, they're free falling, man. This team is cooked. This team is done. Stick a fork in them. Golden State should come in here and dominate. Jimmy Butler returning back to Miami. I like his overs. I like Jimmy Butler everything tonight. Jimmy's going to go out here and go stupid, dummy, crazy is how I feel this game plays out. And I have no reason to believe it doesn't. Miami has shown no signs of life of recent. So if you trust Miami, trust them. I don't. It's going to take more than a win over Charlotte for me to trust Miami. Outside of that, this team has been terrible all season long. I know they beat the Warriors back in January, 114-98. Just gives me all the more motivation to take the Warriors here in this one. Warriors had that disappointing loss to Atlanta in that last one, 124-115. I know Curry's game time decision, with or without him on the floor. I'm on the Warriors. I think they dominate Miami in this one. This is, I think, just a moment in time where Jimmy kind of goes and gets the last laugh down there in Miami. You know he's that type of player. He's that type of asshole. We all know it. I like his overs. I like everything Jimmy. I like the Warriors to dominate. We keep it rolling. We got the New York Knicks laying 10.5 points on the team from Dallas. Total 225.5. The team from Dallas, man. Anthony Davis played last night. He didn't look great, but the Mavs looked solid with him on the floor, is what I would say. And Mavs got a win last night as they dominated the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I highly doubt Anthony Davis is going to play on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. I just don't think the Mavs are going to do that right now. So, that's why I think the line is this big. I think there's no way Anthony Davis plays tonight. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. But coming back from an injury that he was out that long, rushing him back on a second leg of a back-to-back with travel, it just, in my mind, isn't smart. So I'm not expecting him to play tonight. In the event, he's right now game time decision. In the event that he doesn't play, I believe this line may grow even more. We might get 12.5, 13.5 in our back pocket with the Mavs, and I will lean in their direction. The Mavs were kind of the sneaky ATS team without him on the floor. Last night, I know he came, played well, kind of. The Knicks right now still just feel overrated, overvalued. Even despite some of the injuries they have, I feel like they're still getting a little too much respect. They're a good team. I just think from an ATS perspective, the books look at them like they're more than what they are, in my opinion. And that's why they're not a profitable ATS team this season. Not saying they're not a good team. Not saying they can't do anything in the playoffs. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying from an ATS perspective, I believe they're overvalued. I want to see what ultimately ends up happening with Anthony Davis because I don't believe he plays, and I believe we'll get a couple more points in our pocket with the Mavs if we wait. That's my approach here. Want to bet the Mavs, want to wait till the line is where it's supposed to be, and then I'll grab the points with Dallas. We'll keep it rolling. We got the Houston Rockets laying 8.5 points on the Atlanta Hawks. Total 235.5. Weird game. I want to lay the points here with the Rockets. We know we trust the Rockets at home, at the crib. Houston, we have a problem. The problem in this game is Atlanta. When they play bad teams laying points, we're fading the hell out of them. But when they play good teams in the step-up games, that's usually where they play their better basketball. And this game falls into that criteria. So, tough game for me. Ultimately, I'm going to stick with my guns. I'm going to take the Houston Rockets and lay the points. I don't like the current injury report for Atlanta. Clint Capella's still out. Trae Young right now, GTD, game time decision. I know they're coming off a couple good wins against Philadelphia. That's Philadelphia. They did beat the Warriors. That's a solid win, and they dominated Charlotte. So it's going to take at least one more game from Atlanta for me to fully buy in and believe in them. Houston should dominate them in this one. Houston has earned its respect. They're one of the best teams in the NBA, flat out. I really haven't heard enough talk about how good Houston Rockets are this season. Kind of a team flying under the radar. They had that bad stretch of non-ATS covering when Fred VanVleet was out, but he's back. And I think the Rockets continue to dominate. Their head coach, Ime Udoka, we've seen him do this before. I know that was in Boston, but you know the signs were there last season. The signs are there this season. I think the Rockets dominate. I'm going to lay the points. We got the Utah Jazz, 10.5 point home dogs with the Memphis Grizzlies rolling in. Total 240.5. Interesting game we got here, man. Injury report-wise, Ja Morant's still out. Marvin Bagley out. That's what's going on, really, for Memphis. For Utah, Lauri Markkanen's out. John Collins is out. Clarkson's game time decision. The Jazz are tanking. They've been competitive throughout the tank, though. Memphis has been terrible this season. Let's just call a spade post-All-Star break. Before the All-Star break, this team was balling. Post All-Star break, injuries have gotten them, and they just haven't been that same team. They've been free falling. We've seen these two teams already play 3 times this season. Memphis won the first meeting by 2 points. That was back in October. They played again in January. Memphis dominated them in Memphis by like 22 points, 125-103. And then Memphis won the last meeting earlier this month, 122-115 on the 12th. I want to lean towards Memphis. This is a game, though, I probably ultimately will not bet. Lean towards Memphis. I don't love it by any stretch of the imagination. Memphis is head and shoulders the better basketball team. But laying double digits on the road with the Grizzlies, who aren't in great form right now, just isn't, in my mind, the best place to be. Feel me? Let's keep it rolling. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers out on the road facing the Portland Trail Blazers. Cleveland laying 6.5, total 228.5. Cleveland, man, this team has not been playing its best basketball overall. They did finally get back on track and dominate the Jazz in their last one, 120-91. But outside of that, man, this team had lost 4 of its last 5 games. They're in the midst of a pretty long road trip. This is their 5th straight road game. Meanwhile, on the other side, Portland, this is their, 7th straight home game? 6th or 7th straight home game. They've been comfortable at home, shooting in the same rim, shooting in the same gym. We've seen these two teams match up once this season. It was earlier this month on the 2nd in Cleveland. That game went to overtime. Cleveland won the game 133-129. Tonight, I just don't want to overcomplicate it. Everything here tells me to take Portland. Portland's playing really good basketball right now. I'm not mad at them for losing by 13 points to the best team in the NBA, the defending champs, the Boston Celtics. Cleveland not in the best form right now. Again, Portland shooting the same rim, same gym for over a week and a half. Cleveland in the midst of an extended road trip. Just feels like a really good spot to grab the points with Portland. Portland may even win this game straight up outright money line. We've already seen them compete, take them to overtime in Cleveland. Now at home, I think they have the confidence to go out here and win this game outright. I like the Blazers here in this one. Last and final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We got our favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. They're laying 9.5 points on the Sacktown Kings. The Kings looked really disappointing last night. Short, sweet, simple. I had some money on them. Late second half, they died. And I'm expecting them to do the exact same thing tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. Boston is the best team in the league, flat out. Short, sweet, simple. When Boston wants to come out there and play, they're going to beat up on pretty much everybody. The team next in line there is the Thunder. And I think the Thunder will pretty much dominate the Kings in the same fashion that Boston did last night. You got Sacramento on the second leg of a back-to-back, already tired, going up against the Thunder who push up on you, play defense, aggravate you, get calls, shoot a ton of free throws. It's aggravating playing the Thunder over the full course of a game. They wear you down. They beat you up. And that's why we love them, because they're an ATS monster. They're our favorite money-making machine. Thunder Buddies for life. We won't overcomplicate this one, man. I'll lay the points here with the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies in our last and final game of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money Making Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. We did smash our NBA Play of the Night last night. Let's do it again tonight. Overall, we're trying to get back on a, like a 3-0, 4-0 night. So let's do that as well, man. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. See y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.